Geeks Not Nerds. I'm Captain Logan.
And I'm Vince.
Hey, Vince.
Yes.
What are you doing?
I am preparing for the big fight.
You're preparing for what big fight?
You know, when I have to go up against Dolph Lundgren or something.
Oh, yeah? Is that coming up?
Yeah. You know, you gotta beat the Punisher.
Yeah, wow, you're quite the multitasker, Vince.
Yeah.
You know, you're doing Geeks Not Nerds, you're preparing for battle or something.
Yep.
Vince, lots of strange news started coming out last week about the about upcoming possible DC superhero movie properties. And
The Flash is going to be a frog.
Yeah, I heard that. Also, Wonder Woman is going to be a man. It's like, it's this very strange. Anyway, no,
That's really funny to me, actually.
We're joking. Well, they wanted to get it as different from the TV version as possible, and the new TV version, Wonder Woman, will in fact be a woman.
No, really played by Jack Black so he can still fit the cups. But that was really racy for this show.
Yeah, I don't know about that, Vince. Anyway, I'm gonna. I need a big eraser, so I can just be like, that's gone. Anyway, so we wanted to talk about this a little bit. Now, just to preface this, this episode is going to go up several days after we recorded it. We actually went on vacation last week, and we're shooting this before we went on vacation. Woo!
Time and space continuum.
Look at that, yeah. Now Geeks Not Nerds is also using the time machine of the Pop Culture Yearbook. And so what we decided was that we go ahead and shoot an episode and talk about this, but just be forewarned, there's every possibility that different news and contradicting news will come out post this taping. So please don't be upset if there are some, different, what?
I just laughed at the word taping.
Oh, yeah, people still call things tapings.
No, you're right. I do it too. I'm just like, man, we don't use tapes
I watched
at
The
all.
Price is Right the other day. Drew Carey calls it a taping.
Yeah, that's because Drew Carey's old.
Okay, anyway.
That was me. I'm sorry, Drew Carey.
But anyway, you understand what I'm saying. So, this could be slightly outdated, but we're not going to talk so much about the news as we are just about what seems to be happening versus what we wish was happening. And basically, what we know at this very moment is that there's a new head at Warner Bros. And the first giant announcement he made about movies was that they're going to reboot Batman before 2013, that there's going to be a Wonder Woman and a Flash movie, and that sometime very soon down the line there's a Justice League movie in the works. And what we immediately thought was that the Green Lantern and the Superman movie that's about to come out, the Henry Cavill Superman movie, that they would be actually part of the Justice League, and that they would do it kind of like Avengers. So they would, it seemed like they were just following suit with the Avengers. And now rumors are floating around, and I'm calling them rumors because I'm not entirely sure if they're confirmed. It's always difficult to tell. But now rumors are running around that maybe rebooting Batman this Batman will not be in the Justice League, and even this new Wonder Woman and this new Flash won't be in the Justice League, nor will Superman or Green Lantern, and that the Justice League movie will be completely disconnected from these other properties, and that they're going to do it anyway. And so the first question I have, Vince, is how much do we, and this is territory we've covered before with the Avengers, but how much do you and I care about continuity as far as films go? How bad is it that it seems that they might be rushing some of these projects out? I think for me there's kind of some red alerts going off with let's reboot Batman before 2013. I mean, you realize Dark Knight Rises is next year, and then there's things like, it seems like Nolan is going to be producing the reboot, and things like that. It's all very strange. So let's talk about what we think they ought to be doing and how much we care about the fact that it doesn't seem like there's going to be a continuity. That sort of thing.
I think that Nolan should produce a movie adaptation of Reboot.
Yes, that would be
cool.
Awesome.
I'm telling you, Warner Brothers, get on it. But
do you think it's too much too fast?
Yes, I do. But I would like to say this first.
Okay, sure.
I do not care if it's connected or not, Justice League to the rest of those movies. I don't care. They could make a Justice League movie. They could make an Avengers movie. Granted, they, in this case, would be different than the they.
They would be different people, yeah, right.
But I do not need movies leading me up to this. Now, I think the reason they do that is because, for two reasons. I think that they expect comic book fans to expect it, Or I think that they think that comic book fans will expect it, and I think that they think that the average moviegoer cannot handle two different Supermen at the same time.
And I would say that is actually sometimes true.
It's possible.
I would go that far, but I think all we have to do is train viewers. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I think we've just got to train people to realize that there are different continuities, and if you're savvy enough, you can tell what they are. Mm-hmm. I've said this before, but Batman Begins was such a big, different kind of thing. You know, taking a franchise that had 4 movies and suddenly changing it and doing a totally different thing. And there were a lot of people who weren't big comic book fans who went and saw that movie and were confused because it was contradictory to what Tim Burton did. And they were like, oh, that's against canon. And they didn't understand that it was a reset.
That's so strange to me. Like, I don't understand how a person could not understand that.
For some people, they just can't get it.
Because they went to Tim Burton's movie realizing that this was not Adam West.
That's a good point.
So,
that's a good point.
And they went to see Christopher Reeve realizing that it's not George Reeves.
Mm-hmm.
So
all valid points.
So I don't understand what goes through a
I think it's because they're so close together.
Well, yeah, there's that.
And that's the thing I'm a little bit worried about with this, is that so close together. There are going to be people confused about the Spider-Man thing. Mm. I'm not talking about comic fans. I'm talking about, average...
The
moviegoers who don't... And even more average than average. You know what I mean? The people who go to the theater, and they exist, certainly. People who go to the theater and never look at a trailer, or very many, never really do any research before they go. There's a lot of people who just, they hear that something's out and they go, and they don't feel like they need to know anything about it before they go.
They go to the movie theater and let's see that one.
Yeah, there are a lot of people who do that, actually.
Let's go see Free Willy. And if you can't pronounce it, too bad for you.
What?
I don't know. I'm tired.
Why would you not be able to pronounce that?
Well, if you have a speech impediment or something.
Just like you.
Free Willy. That just sounds hard to say. Anyway.
Okay.
That was stupid.
Anyway, Vince. No, that's cool. That's cool. No problem.
But really, I don't care if they're connected. And are they all coming out way too close to each other? Maybe. Because if we need time to train the viewer, then maybe that is the problem.
Well, I'm just worried... And I've said this before, but I'm just slightly worried about, if you make movies too fast, it's hard. First of all, it's hard to make them good. I mean, that's just, it's just obvious. It's hard to make them good, and it's hard to put the thought behind them that we need them to be to make them something different than what we've seen before. And so I'm worried you throw all this stuff out too quickly, and then it's like you're saturating it, and then people won't want superhero movies anymore. That's kind of my worry. There's a lot of comic fans that say superhero fans are never going to get sick of superhero films, and I just don't entirely agree with that.
So here's the deal.
I think, I do a show called Superhero Rewind every week. I think I could be made to be tired of superhero films if we got oversaturated with too many of them.
See, I don't think I would ever get tired of superhero films. I think that I would get tired of bad superhero films.
I guess maybe my point is that they would just be bad. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't know. Obviously, I'm frustrated about this. I don't know what I think entirely.
I mean, if everybody started, gangster movies are the new thing. We need to put out a bazillion gangster movies.
Zombie movies have been like this, yeah.
You're going to get about 60 of them that are crap, but about 5 of them that are good.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I was just looking at Netflix the other day and saw a movie called Zombies. And it's a romance or something like that. I don't know. I didn't watch it because I didn't care. It didn't sound interesting to me. Zombieland, on the other hand, sounded interesting to me.
And was great.
It was good. But... I don't know. I just made a wild assumption about a movie that I have not seen.
I think here's what I think is going on with Warner's. If all this is really going to happen, I think that this new head is, I don't remember his name. I think this guy has decided that they need to make up for lost time. Marvel, all the way through the 2000s, was putting out movies of their characters, and DC could not get stuff off the ground. They tried Wonder Woman with Joss Whedon. It didn't happen. They didn't like the script. They canned it. Now they're going for a TV series instead. Now they're going to do a Wonder Woman movie on top of the TV series, and I say good for them. I'm glad that's finally going to happen, because we need, we've never had a big screen Wonder Woman. We need that to happen. There are things to do with that character. We need that. We need a good Flash movie. So I'm not saying that it's bad that these things are happening. I'm glad that the characters we've never seen a good big screen movie for, I'm glad these things are happening. I don't think that we need Batman, that we need a new Batman this fast. But, on the other hand, I'm not in the camp that says we need to keep Nolan's franchise going forever, because I'd like to see another good Batman interpretation, because there are different ones. Let's not call it reboots, Vince. Let's call it interpretations.
Yeah. You know, one of the things that I've been wanting to see for a while is Killer Croc in a Batman movie. I think that'd be an interesting movie.
Mm-hmm.
And now a lot of the people that I've talked to about that say, you're crazy. Killer Croc is nowhere near interesting. Like, yeah, treat him like a force of nature. Here's the deal. You create a continuity in which you can have something like Killer Croc or Clayface or Hoo-Da-Ha exist.
They're doing the Lizard in the Spider-Man reboot, and I think that if that's good, then that'll change people's minds about Croc.
See, that's the thing.
Not that they're anything like the same character. I don't mean that, but just, the force of nature idea. I mean, you got that with the Lizard also.
I think people are getting a little functionally fixated here. They think that Nolan's Batman is what makes Batman good, and they don't realize that there's been years and years of Batman continuity already.
Of excellent stuff done entirely differently than that.
Exactly. And if you go back to the Batman the Animated Series, all of these characters exist in that series.
That's right, and we considered it serious, and guess what? Supernatural things could happen in that universe. And we took Batman, we put him in the Justice League series, which fit in the same universe. They did lots and lots of extremely supernatural, crazy stuff in that, and their Batman still fit. And we still could take it seriously. So, not every episode. I mean, it had its duds, of course, just like everything else. But yeah, we can do something closer to Batman TAS on the big screen. And that's not to say that I don't love what Nolan did, doing something a little more realistic. But not everything has to be realistic. And you and I have been saying this for a long time. Let's do some superhero movies that don't take themselves quite as seriously.
Mm-hmm.
There's a broad spectrum.
As for releasing all of these things, it is good that Wonder Woman and The Flash and all these characters are getting their own movies. I completely support that. I'm entirely cool with that.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that bothers me is this idea of trying to make up for lost time.
Yeah.
I mean, they haven't been producing movies. That's cool. Why don't you take advantage of a market that's going on right now and release movies at a certain period of time? If you release a bazillion different kinds of potatoes, you're not going to get all your potatoes tasted. That's all I'm saying.
Can we put that on a t-shirt? We should put that on a t-shirt.
Sure. I'd like to put potatoes on a t-shirt. Turns out they don't wash particularly well.
Oh, okay.
They start to stink after a while.
I meant the quote.
I know.
I like the quote.
But
I don't want potatoes on my t-shirt.
I like that quote, actually. I don't want potatoes on my t-shirt.
And then you put that on a t-shirt?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Potatoes.
This just went from Geeks Not Nerds to a marketing meeting. We should probably...
But, see, that's the thing, is that you release every character you own at the exact same time. Where do you go from there? And it's not so much that you can't produce more later on. It's that, it just ruins your market.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah,
especially when you got Marvel going on at the same time doing the same thing, and then all these independent companies desperately trying to get their characters on screen too.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Earlier I said I could be made to be sick of superhero movies, and I think I think I like what you said. You get sick of bad superhero movies. Yeah, that's totally right. This isn't to say that I don't want to see these characters on screen. I do, and it's not to say that a Justice League movie couldn't be cool, and one that's totally own standalone thing. That's really cool too. I think my issue is just too much at once.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I just don't think that there's enough room for everybody, and I think that, and personally, I find it weird to say this, because I could go to a movie theater and see two different continuities of Batman back to back.
So could I.
As long as both movies are good, I could see them both and say, okay, here's Nolan. Oh, okay, here's Batman Brave and the Bold, the movie.
Which, by the way, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Because I'd like to see a big screen Plastic Man.
I'd
love to see the live-action Plastic Man.
I so would have liked to go back in time and manage to greenlight a Plastic Man movie and have Bruce Campbell be the guy.
Oh, yeah? That would be cool.
Look back at Army of Darkness, Bruce Campbell. That's Plastic Man.
Really?
Attitude and appearance. Seriously.
I don't know. We should just do a whole episode on Plastic Man.
Plastic look. Man!
Okay, anyway. Well, what do you think about this? Of course, everybody's got an opinion. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think about what Warner's is doing with Justice League and with their various superhero properties. And I'm afraid a lot of people are going to get mad at me for saying that I'm going to get sick of superhero films. I don't entirely mean that. You know what I mean? I'm just like...
You said that you could see a reality in which case that could happen.
Yeah.
That's not the same thing as saying that you would get sick of them.
Yeah, you make them all at once. It just scares me. I don't know.
Yeah. And personally, I'm not so much afraid that I'm going to get sick or that you'd get sick of it. I'm afraid that the larger public will get sick of it, and then we'll have an incredible dry spell.
Yeah.
So, because we had years where nobody wanted superheroes movies, or at least the studios didn't think they did.
Yeah, that's right. If you have something you'd like us to talk about in a future video, also leave a comment about that as well. And thanks a lot for watching. I'm Captain Logan.
And I'm Vince, reminding you to support your local comic book store.
We'll see you next week. This is so weird. I'm like dressed up, and you're like, all right, here we go.
Wearing a shirt where people are urinating.
It's really funny. Yeah. Vince is like, how come your buttoned-up shirt doesn't have a picture of people urinating? There you go. Can we start?
Yeah, we go.
Or are you gonna keep doing that?